Hi, my name is Jordan, and I'm a co-founder as well as CEO at Jesr. And today I'm super excited to do a quick demo of our product. So going into the account, I generated here a dummy user just for the sake of this demo. And jumping into the dashboard, every user has a personalized dashboard where they can track analytics in terms of their activity, look at saved investors, look at recent notifications as well as reports generated. Going to the find investor feature, here there is a prompt-based search where the user can search and create a prompt in terms of what he's looking for in an investor. And we have some smart large language model and machine learning algorithms that find investors that match your sort of prompt or request. In addition to that, there's a filter optionality where you can filter in terms of investor parameters for you to kind of pin down what's the set of investors you want to look into and what kind of investors you're interested in. For the sake of this demo, I already generated a report on Ebbingworth. I'm going to access the report through here. And the first thing that pops up is a briefing page where you can look at high-level summary results of the due diligence. That includes how much of the portfolio grossly is similar to yours, what's the average round entered, the risk analysis that we're going to get into in a minute, and what do people think, whether it's a good investor or a bad investor, and some Gen AI generated recommendations and key takeaways. And throughout the report, anything that has this icon is basically generated using our large language model and machine learning algorithms. So going into the report, the first section is the portfolio, where you can see what does the portfolio look like compared to your company. So, and all of that is tailored to the user's company. This demo user is in the United States in software and services and in seed round. And you can look at what's the proportion of the portfolio that's similar to yours, as well as some machine learning generated potential synergies in terms of ideologies, product summary, target market, business model, and innovation focus, as well as which companies in this investor are similar to yours and in what they're kind of similar. And we notice here that there are zero similar companies in this portfolio, and we could be wondering why, and that's an important data point. And it turns out that this investor heavily invests in pharmaceuticals, biotech, and life sciences, as well as healthcare equipment. And we are a software company. And we can also see here how heavily they're invested in the healthcare and life sciences space, and they're not invested at all into the seed funding round, which is what this demo user account is. And we can see here that none of them are kind of invested. None of the companies are in seed round and in this portfolio. So this is an important data point that if I was looking into this investor, and I'm a seed round software and services based company, I would be interested in knowing, exactly what kind of companies interest this specific investor, and this is what this is going to let me understand. Going to the financial section, we can look more deep into the actual investment time frame. How good do companies in this portfolio perform? What's the average investment ticket? What exits happened in this portfolio? Did any of them fail, or any of them get acquired or get merged with other companies? What's the amount invested over time? The average expected time frame that I should expect going into a partnership with this investor, and what's the trend analysis in terms of, are they buying or are they selling more over time? Also, it's worth mentioning that anything that has a sort of analytics has a Gen AI attached analysis to it, where you can go deeper into this analytics and understand clearly what are the trend analysis and what's the kind of result or the outcome and actionable insights that you should have from the data. Going into the reputation section, this is where you can understand what do the public think of the specific investor. And this is pipelined into our large language models and smart machine learning algorithms, where we get mass amount of big data and understand and parse it and understand what is the sentiment of people who transmit information throughout this data. What are they positive mentions? Are they negative mentions? Are they neutral? And you can see a historical analysis of those data points. For this investors, we don't have any reviews, but this is where reviews would show kind of what do people think of this investor and what do they say, what's the rating that they gave this, and what are the awards that this investor kind of had. And this kind of gives you an idea in terms of what do people think and what's the validation in the eyes of the public of the specific investor. Going to the legal and ethics, this section is super important for startups to understand what's the organizational structure and who are the people working in this investors funds and at this company. Where is this company located? Where is it registered? What type of company is it? And you can understand historically what kind of lawsuits, are there any sanctions applied on these investors, any regulatory actions, or any politically exposed persons. And this is important for you to understand how does this investor's legal standing compare in the market, and how has that shifted historically. You can also see here the organizational structure in terms of how this company is organized, and it gives you more understanding of what the company is made of and how what's the legal structure and organizational structure of this company. Throughout the report, there is a Jesr AI assistant where you can ask the large language model any question you have regarding anything that you see in the report, and it's going to give you a detailed analysis and summary and explanation of any information that is related to the report, because it knows where you are in the report and it knows what information are outlined in the report, so it can give you a detailed and tailored response to your question. We are currently working on Jesr AI, which is the action taker of the report. So going a step further beyond the due diligence, what this model will help you perform actions, whether you are going to reach out, send emails to investors, or generate a elevator pitch, or take an additional action beyond the due diligence. This model will help you do that. And this, I like to think of this model as agents. So you want to delegate tasks to agents, and this part of the section of the report will help you do that. We have a lot of features in the pipeline. One of those that we're implementing in the short term are a tracker that helps you keep track of the investors you're looking at in your fundraising journey, and who you are meeting, what's the outcome of the meeting, and what are some thoughts and notes you want to take of this meeting. And this will help us refine our product better and understand further what do people think of specific investors, because in the end, we're creating an ecosystem where what people think about an investor is going to help other people kind of understand what does the public think of a specific investor, and what are previous interactions that happened before, what is the sort of outcome of those interactions in an aggregated format. We are also including a repository where you'll be able as a user to store previous investment data, your cap table, just a repository, a folder system for you to have everything in one place, and for you to put everything together and be organized in the way you store specific files in your investment journey. So thank you so much for going with me through the demo, and let me know if there's any questions.